All right, boys, let's get into it. We're coming to you from the Body Science locker room setup, boys. It's a little bit different. I've always considered myself a locker room guy, just like you boys, and we are into week 17 of Team Rocket. Boys, this will be the last time we'll be doing Zoom because next week we'll be in the office. So looking forward to that.
Aren't we all? It's been far too long now.
Yes, and speaking of, we'll touch on a little bit from last week. Skip did his best work on Incentivise. I've had big raps on this horse, like most people, but just a really tough effort from Incentivise last week, boys. Like it was sort of touted as Incentivise versus Very Elegant, but he just looks like a serious horse, and he's only going to get better. And I think he's coming to about $2.50 for the Caulfield Cup now, boys. So I'm happy with the 20s I got. Again, still happy with that. And, he's looking really good, isn't he?
You'll be getting a payout soon by Sportsbet on that one, I'd like to think.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Close to a payout for sure, but the bookies will take a big hit on that one. It's not like they'll want to pay out early on $25 and $20 for a Caulfield Cup winner.
Yeah, for sure. And especially because after a couple of the big runs that it had up in Queensland when most people jumped on, I got tipped onto it then. And I think a fair few people would have jumped on it too.
Yeah, without a doubt. The thing I liked about its win again on the weekend was I remember with about 100 to go, the inside horse.
Russian Camelot.
Was it
outside?
Who was on his outside?
Russian Camelot on his outside.
Camelot
loomed up like he was going to fucking win.
Yeah, loomed up like he was going to go past, and then once again, like that horse.
He just finds a way, doesn't he?
Yeah, it just doesn't want to let anything go past it. And I hope we get the super battle between him and Zaki somehow. But
there's talks. He
I don't
might
think
go.
It's going to happen.
They might go for the Cox Plate as well because I seen some report the other day they're still contemplating the Cox Plate with Incentivise.
Wow.
So if he goes there, that'll be like the most anticipated Cox Plate in fucking probably ever. Like two big guns at the out.
And they've already started paying. Like they paid out on Zaki for the Cox Plate already, haven't they? Was you telling about us? You're on the TAB.
Yeah, so Tab paid out.
So that was your futures, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, with Sportsbet.
But where was Sportsbet? Yeah.
I'm hoping. I want Zaki and Incentivise to run because I still think Zaki's a better beast.
Agreed.
But they're both up on speed the whole way, and fuck, it would be an exciting race, especially if you could actually be there and witness it in person. But that definitely won't be happening.
Speaking of good runs as well, Montefiore last week for you as well, Jimmy. It was your value bet, and it ended up drifting out a little bit more to what we got it on. But it won well, didn't it? In a tough race.
I was cursing Dewey when he posted a 3 wide, and I was like, fuck me, like the cunt's done it again because he's fucked her every time she's seen out, like going out to the staying trip like that. And I'm just cursing him, and then she's loomed up in the straight, and I thought, she'll fade out, run a good second, and he'll fuck us. And then she just kept finding, and she was so strong to the line. So my mate I mentioned on your peeps, like I was messaging him back and forth the whole time, fucking cursing Dewey. Thought,
geez, you're into Huey.
Yeah, he's been horrible lately. He's been fucked. So it was good to see him fucking finally get a winner.
And that was his 100th Group 1 winner too?
Yeah, so he got the century. He got the century up on her, which is good to see. So
he may have cheated back in the day a bit.
Yeah, she should have all the time. Yeah, he had the cheat code in Winks, but she should have won that easier. But it was good. She put the head down at the right time and was very strong through the line. So it was good to see.
All right, Jess, let's roll into this week's best. Boys, all three of ours, I've even chucked obviously mine in as well after saluting on Incentivise. I thought I'd come back and give my best of the week as well. All three of these I love, and we'll start it off with you, Jess. I was hoping Profondo was going to be running in the Guineas for a bit of value, but it's not the case. It's in the 8th at Randwick.
Yeah, so as you know, this horse cost his last race, he cost himself. He got beat by Head of State, and on the final bend, you would have been watching because you had a little double on him.
Yeah, big double.
He looked like the winner on on the home bend. Like, he was in control. Everything was going hell for leather. And, he
just laid in under
way too much. Yeah, laid in and nearly went over the fucking rail, which cost him that race. So I'm taking the risk here with Profondo, and I'm hoping that he has matured off that run. And I remember Lizzie saying, like, he's still, before his second run, he's still yet to fill out, but he had that much raw and natural ability that it won't matter for that race, and he still nearly won it. So if he's come back a bit bigger and stronger and just has the racing mindset a bit better now, I'm thinking Profondo can get across easy from the wide barrier and take some running down. Like, the trip will be no issue at all. It's going to be a dry track, and I think he may be the only leader on paper.
Yeah,
not much that rolls
and it's
forward,
not it's not like he was fading at the end. It was just more he just couldn't keep straighten up. So that was the only problem. If anything, he was still coming home strong, considering he was running fucking 20 meters sideways.
Yeah, legit. And head of state had just a straight run, and he was sidestepping everywhere. I reckon I'd put my hand up and say, back in the day, I used to take straighter hit ups from fullback than what Profondo was doing.
Yep.
But he's best. I'm risking the immaturity.
I love that. Moving on to you, Jim. You were at Randwick race 5.
Yeah, so I'm going Randwick race 5, and I'm going with a little method I followed of horses coming from biased tracks, and I'm going with Palel here. We got him Palel.
Palelli? Is it Palelli or Palel? Yep. 220.
Oh, we'll find out on Saturday when they call its name. But, so I'm going. Yeah, so I reckon there's plenty of speed in this race with like the likes of O President, Overpass pushing forward, and last start against Home Affairs, Palel was fucking way too far back on a biased Rose Hill track, and there's talks Home Affairs is going to go to the Everest and be a genuine chance there. So to run on as well as he did in the Heritage Stakes against Home Affairs was massive. And if the Randwick track's playing even, this horse is just a Randwick track and specialist. 3 and 3 at the track,
Love
undefeated.
That.
So yeah, and it's not a very tough race. No. Like, he's had the measure on these, and he meets King of Sparta and the likes better at the weights this week. And I was surprised to see the 220, 225 go up. I thought he'd almost start in the red around $1.95 come jump time. And J-Mac just to get cushy position, one fence, and fucking once he lets down, it'll be a good little watch for us, and pretty confident he salutes. I don't want to call him immoral, but yeah, he's a very good bet.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, yeah, I'm pretty keen on him as well. I think I'll be multing all 3 up. Hold on, boys. We've just lost you for a bit there. Jacko, can you come over here, please?
You're still there?
Yeah, can you still see me? I'll just double check and make sure that Jacko, can you come over? Look at this. I've lost them on the screen, but they can hear me and see me well. Yeah.
Sorry, Jens, we're testing out a new system today.
Yeah. This is why it'd be good.
Yeah. Jeez, I'm looking tanned.
What have you done, Jeff? What have you touched?
So yours are still perfectly fine. We're on 99% uploading though.
Let's just. Do you want to keep going?
Oh,
there we go. Beautiful.
What did you do?
Nothing. They were just sitting there. Look at them.
Yeah. All right. Continue. Like I said, boys, it is recording your video separately anyway, so don't stress too much about what the live view looks like.
Yeah.
Trust in the system. Trust in the software.
All right, boys. So we'll cut it back in from editing from Jimmy just raving about Palau, how we pronounce it. We're about to find out on the weekend. And we'll roll into my best one, boys. Like I said, I'll be having this in a 3-leg multi. I'll be on one of my favourite September run. So it raced at Moonee Valley a couple of weeks ago in a 1,000-metre race. It's gone up a distance. It's gonna go up an extra 100. And although it runs 7th, if you look at the form, it's run 7th. It was a really good 7th. It was flying home like it always does. So just going into the form straight away. We've got, like I said, with the 1100, it's raced 4 times and won 3 times. It's won one from 2, third up too. So, it's just one of those horses that I always like to have something on. If you remember, September Run was my last leg of my quaddie that I hit back in the day, so I've got a soft spot for it as well. It's a bit of an omen bet for me. And, I just always like to be on. I think racing at Caulfield will suit it as well. Should get plenty of space and be able to come home strong over the top of these ones.
Yeah, she's drawn well to go back to.
And it's not a overly strong race, so if she's on a game, she should be fighting that one out big time.
We're all in agreement, boys. All right, Jimmy, moving on to you. We'll go your value bet of the week. You are back at Randwick.
Yep, so I'm the race after my best. I'm in race 6. And I'm going with a horse I have a bit of a soft spot, and I've picked her, backed her before on the potty. I'm going with Grace and Harmony.
Yep.
And we got her at $10 and $3.20 the place.
Yep.
So she's, or a few of these horses are coming out of the same race, the likes of Kiku as well. But I really liked the line last start over, and like the 1400 isn't a favourable trip for her. The Rose Hill track that day was biased for leaders, and she broke 11 seconds on the final 200, which is absolutely flying. So all we'll need in this race is a bit of tempo up front. I like our boy Tommy Berry on Kiku, but I just saw barrier 1. Where does he get to on her? Like, could get boxed in, and I thought, if Randwick track's playing even, it'll suit Grace and Harmony perfectly. And we got Glenn Schofield on board.
He returned last week.
I like when you get these jockeys that are coming back from injury and they've got to prove themselves, sort of thing. And I reckon, he'll give her every chance to win, and in the hope to like pick up some more races with Chrissy Waller. And just at those odds, I just thought she's a bit over the odds at that. And if we get a bit of tempo up front, she'll be the one flying home down the outside that you'd want to be on.
Well, we've even got more value, boys, because early on in the morning, I put it on a couple of hours ago, and it's even drifted out a little bit more to $12 a win and $3.70 a play. So there's some more value to be had for the people that are going to watch this potty and then go jump on. So what about you? Where are you going for your value, Jess?
Sorry, you cut out, Skip. My turn?
I was just saying the value for Grace and Harmony is now pushed out to $12 and $3.70. So for people who listen to this potty, they're going to get better value for us if they jump on and follow Jimmy. But where are you going for your value bet, mate?
Some is in the following race from Jimmy's. I'm at Randwick race 7, and I'm following Ellsberg second up. So last prep, his form line, he beat Private Eye. It was a biased track on the day, but Private Eye has returned this prep and won 2 pretty big races. Won the Epsom last week. So it's pretty handy form line to follow. He finished, I think it was 2.8 lengths off of Flying Anton last prep up at, which might have been Doomben. It'll be a dry track, which is positive. And I really think with the draw, who's on board again?
Josh Parr.
This time. So, I think from the barrier 6, Josh Parr should be able to sit forward in a, pretty good spot and have, a run with no excuses. And it's just a matter of if the horse measures up to the field on the day. But, I really like the odds that we've got for it. So we did each way play on her.
Yep, we did.
Yeah, nice. So, I'm happy with that at 6s and 235. And if he progresses from his first up run, he will give them a very good crack, I believe.
And you're going against my boy, Amish boy, and Jimmy Mack. So he's in that race as well.
Amish boy, I wrote down the hub nuts. My best value play will either be Ellsberg or Amish boy, but Amish boy is just fucking hard to catch.
Yeah.
It's goes back and needs everything to go right for it. But I did hear the Mayor Eustace rep giving some good kind words about him. So that's So I almost went in for my value instead.
Yeah, I think I might be taking you on in that one, Jess, a little bit later in the day, but we'll see how the day plays out first. See if we can get our multi up earlier in the day, and then see if I've got enough in the kitty to have a play on Amish, because I love the Amish boy. Moving on to the head-to-head. We are going the Caulfield Guineas, boys, and it looked to be set up for a 2-horse race, but the barriers have thrown a spanner in the works for both the favourites, boys. Where are we going now? We'll start with you, Jimmy.
So this is, as you said, Skip, the barriers just made this nightmare to pick sort of thing. If a Taurus drew a little wider, like I was going to, a Taurus was going to be it for me. But
yeah, same for me. But I'm staying away from it in barrier 2. I think it just might get caught up in the shit.
Yeah, and he's not a horse who likes being surrounded by other fucking horses either.
Isn't that what they said after his failed run? Was it second up? He just didn't like being around.
I can't remember. You can just tell like his nature and his mannerisms when he's running. He doesn't like being near anyone. And I just thought, as good as Damien Lane is, barrier 2, he could get stuck like a couple pairs back with horses on his outside, especially from the tricky start gate.
Yep.
But so I'm going with Mr. Mozart, a bit of a value here at $14, just simply because he beat Artorias and the likes 2 back at Flemington over the 1400, and although he had everything go his way that day up in front, I just thought it'll be a similar run race here where there's no real speed, which will set off Artorias as he needs a hot speed so he can settle. And I thought Enemo is the best horse, but he could be giving him like 8 lengths, and off a slow start, like that's going to be almost impossible ground to make up. And there's some rain forecasted, and I thought Mr. Mozart out of Snitzel, although he's never seen a soft track, Snitzel horses normally grow a third leg like myself, but normally grow a third leg in the rain. And I just thought, John McNeil will sit him on speed, and I just thought this is an ugly race now, and I think we could get a blowout.
Yeah, I think there could be a blowout as well, boys. I'm going to go Tiger Malay for the same sort of reason. I think just, might be one of those horses. It's always thereabouts as well, Tiger of Malay, and it just might be one of those horses that gets the softer run, like I said, in some of these races, especially because, I probably had my eye on Animo and Notorious as well, but just with the barriers that they got, I just sort of not put a line through them, but just didn't think the value was there to have a play. And whereas I think, Tiger Malay, Craig Williams aboard, barrier 1 should just get a nice little sit behind the lead. If there's a bit of pace up front, it could get the dream run from the inside rail. So I'm happy to have a play on it, and it could be doing its best work late.
What else did you get him at, Skip?
We got him at $10, but it's gone out to 11s as well. So there's been a fair bit of movement already this morning in the last couple of hours with some of these horses.
Yeah, because he's still open 21s for this race, so he's had his support, which is pretty good to see. But I think I was on him head-to-head a couple of weeks back.
You were, yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was.
Was it in the Golden Rose?
But I reckon. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So, which is probably the form race to follow out of these as well. So, I reckon you could be on there, Skip.
Barrier 15 and Damien Oliver aboard, and you are going to stick with Animo, Jess. Despite that, he's out in the car park.
I seriously, I expect a boil over in this race. Like, I was going to, there was a few horses I was tossing between, so I've got a soft spot for Alpine Edge, and I was thinking possibly Lightsaber with the Moody Nolan combo. And then I thought, you know what? If I don't stick to the best horse in the race, it's going to come back and get me. So, we were on him in a head-to-head 2 weeks ago. He just got beat by a biased track on the day. I'm just sticking with Enemo, follow the best horse. So, Ollie, mate, I think Ollie's been running all right lately down there.
But he can fucking blow a favourite.
He knows how to blow a favourite. But, look, I'm just simply following it because it's the best horse in the race. But the draw is, the draw's fine.
Well, this could be the opposite for Ollie. Like, Ollie finds himself on the best horse, but in a bad situation. So this is when the elite jockeys come out and do their best work, and maybe this is one of those rides where you look back at it and Ollie's just he's rode a pearl on the best horse of the race and got the job done. So we'll see how that plays out, boys. But moving on to finishing up, because I've got my sports bet. The punters won't be. I'll kick us off. The punters won't be able to get on this because this is just so good a value that I just thought it was a good little way to build the kitty. So I wanted to get it out. So I'm looking at the Seahawks-Rams game. Seahawks have to start the season out of the first 4 games, they're giving up 150 yards on the ground on average, and that is the worst in the league. So I've gone Darrell Henderson, the starting running back for the Rams. He is paying $5 on Sportsbet to run. This was yesterday, actually. I think it's even come in a little bit to run over 100 yards in this game. And he ran 89 yards last week, and he got 89 to 90% of the snaps. So he's going to be thereabouts. I think the value was so good because he was on the injury report, but he's been on the injury report for the last couple of weeks and obviously played last week. So I just thought that was too good, and I wanted to just really get that one in there and hopefully build the kitty because I thought that might be an easy kill for us to start the week, boys.
That'd be good. Give us something to cheer on in an hour when the game starts.
Yep. All right. Where are you going? We'll start with you, Jess, because you're going in the one game and you're believing the hype in the Carolina Panthers and Sam Darnold scoring a few touchdowns.
Yeah. So I'm calling this the Sam Darnold multi pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's the Panthers versus Philly game. I've taken Carolina with the -2.5 spread, which I think they will be able to manage that. I think the defense will give Jalen Hurts a bit of problems. And one thing which I was pretty shook up by when I found out last week, Sam Darnold is leading the league in rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, 5 of the best.
So I've chucked him in as an anytime touchdown scorer, and that was like $3 alone. And then we've got Darnold on the overs for passing yards. He's averaging like, I think 313 a game, and the overs was only 253.
Yep.
And again, I think he can easily do that to this Philly defense. And yeah, I reckon he can qualify for the team mutters also, Skip. He's got that.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, he's got a mutters. Like there's plenty in the NFL that you could add to the team mutters. Sorry about that.
So if he gets us through this week, I reckon I'm going to nominate him on my behalf for team mutters. Is it done?
Ooh.
We need an NFL team mutters then.
Yeah, I think it's NFL team mutters. There's some crackers out there. Some Ben Roethlisberger's the OG. If he was, he could have been the quarterback for the last 15, 20 years.
I seen the most hilarious video of Ben Roethlisberger throwing an interception. He tried throwing a pass in 3 deep coverage, and everyone's just like giving it to him.
Yeah, he's an awful Nick at the moment. I'll be playing against the Steelers for the next couple.
As well gets you $9. I reckon that's huge overs.
Yeah, lovely. All right, and you're staying in the NFLs. We're all NFL again this week. Jimmy, where are you going?
Yeah, so I'm going with 3 games that I thought were the best value. So all alternate lines again on this. So I'll go on my Bucks against Miami back at home.
Yep.
I think they're due to have a little blowout performance. And I thought with Tay still out for the Dolphins and Jacoby Brissett in, he's just not getting it done. Like, he doesn't lift that offense to another level. So I don't see where their points come from, really.
When you said Tay, did you mean Tua? Did you mean Tua?
Yeah, Tua, sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the Dolphins struggle without him in there. And so we're taking the Bucks -6.5 there.
Yeah, by a touchdown or more.
And then so we're going the Bears and the Raiders game next, and I think the Raiders bounce back at home in Vegas. We're going them -5.5. As much as I like Fields, I just think the Bears offense.
He's got the go ahead as well now.
Yeah, that's official.
The Bears offense is just they don't have the points in them. And then the last game, we're going the divisional rivalry in the Giants and the Cowboys. And I think the Cowboys get it done again, and we're going them -6.5, so by a touchdown. And they're just rolling at the moment, the Cowboys. Their defense has stepped up to another level. And, yeah, Dak Prescott's almost in the MVP candidate sort of thing, and should basically be undefeated. And, yeah, those 3 combined is a total of 527. So we're going smaller, but I reckon, all 3 games are a good play.
Hey, nothing wrong with that as long as we get the collect, boys. You're right on the Cowboys. The best thing about the Cowboys is that they can win the game, and not just win a game. They can dominate a game on both sides of not both sides of the ball in terms of defense and offense, but like they can run it on you, at a high click with Pollard and Zeke. And then if it comes down to it, it has to be a gunslinging game like it was against Tampa early on. Duck's capable of throwing it to CD Lamb and I'm having a blank on who's their main guy. Amari Cooper. Yeah, Amari Cooper. So, not too bad, boys. Looking good there. Hopefully we can kick it off. I can kick it off with us today with Darrell Henderson. And then actually, I suggest you get on that, boys. I'm pretty confident. Like I've done my homework on that game. The fact that I wanted to get it out so early, it was probably my best sports bet of the weekend. So I want to make sure I get on, boys. So have a little bit on it and we can cheer it home together. And we'll cheer some horses home tomorrow as well.
Sounds good, Steve. You'll have to chuck your little bet up in the SBC for the boys before.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. I'll do a little write-up too.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, sweet.
Cheers, boys.
All right, we'll see you next week, Skip.